Good morning, प्यारे बच्चों. Welcome to back again chemistry class. And today this lecture is completely dedicated for the group number 16 that is called as oxygen family. So here we are going to be discussion over group number 16 elements, or these elements are also known as chalcogens. Chalcogens. Actually, this is a complete. This is Greek word, and this means that actually copper ore forming element. So this chalcogens is the Greek word. That's mean copper ore forming elements. As you know that the nitrogen family. This family is also called as nitrogen because these elements made form the suffocating gases. Such way, this group 16 element is also called as chalcogens because they are copper ore forming elements. And as the first member of this group elements is oxygen, so it is also called as oxygen family. So which elements are present in that? Just have a look. The first element is obviously oxygen, बाद में sulfur, बाद में selenium, बाद में tellurium, बाद में polonium, and afterwards there is a LV. LV. This is the newly introduced element. Now this is oxygen, sulfur, selenium, tellurium, polonium. And this is the newly element that is introduced in the modern periodic table, that is a livermorium. Livermorium, LV. You can remember these elements by using the rectangular tricks like that. Old style say TO LV. LV. Old style say TO LV. You can easily remember these elements using this trick. Now, the atomic number of these elements are 8. Sulfur have a 16. It have a 34. Again, it having a 50. What should be the atomic number? 52. After that, here must be 84, and this atomic number must be 116. You can remember the atomic number by using this magic number. You have to add plus it. After this, you have to add here plus 18, plus 18, plus 18, and after that you have to add again plus 18. So again here you have to add plus 32, and here you have to again add plus 32. Actually this is the last element is LV, atomic number 116, and you have to add 32. These are the magic number. With the help of this magic number, you can easily remember the elements atomic number. So let me tell you first of all the nature of these elements, that this oxygen, sulfur, these two elements are non-metal. These are two non-metals. This selenium and tellurium, these are actually found as metalloids. And last, this polonium and livermorium, these are found as a metal. These are found as a metal. So we can simply say here like that. We can simply say here that when we move from top to bottom, there actually metallic character increases. Metallic character increases. Metallic character will increases. यानी कि टॉप पे मेटल होंगे और बॉटम पे मेटल्स होंगे और टॉप पे नॉन मेटल्स होंगे. इन दिस वे मेटलिक कैरेक्टर will be increases. So in this in these elements, the element polonium is the most, it is the synthetic, actually this is the natural radioactive element, which is the metal having a half life period of 13.8 days. This is the half-life time for the polonium. So there is always star is written on the head of polonium, that represent polonium is the radioactive element which is the metallic in nature. After this, we can simply say the newly discovered, that is the livermorium. Its name is livermorium. This element is also radioactive, but this is the completely synthetic radioactive metal, you should be known. So one thing is that it is a completely synthetic, which is just present in the lab. It is do not exist in the nature. It does not exist in nature. It does not exist in the nature. This livermorium having a atomic number, as I told you, 160. So this is about the elements that were present in the chalcogen family or group substance family, or simply we can say oxygen family. You can have the look, complete look. So out of these elements, the only oxygen found in gaseous state, and other all elements including sulfur to livermorium, they will found in solid physical state. So only oxygen found in gaseous state, and sulfur, selenium, tellurium, polonium and livermorium, these elements found in the solid state. Now we will see the occurrence of elements of oxygen family. First of all, we will see about the oxygen. So let me tell you about the oxygen. The most important thing is that it is the first most abundant element on Earth's crust. First most element having a percentage about 46.8%. That much amount of the oxygen is present on the Earth crust in different form. Majorly in the different form we can say it is found in different forms. First that it's different oxides. For example, we know that different oxide, the most important silica oxide, calcium oxide, etc. we can say, etc. It found in oxide state. Majorly it is found in its elemental state in the form of dioxygen, that is O2, and it is having about 21% of volume of air. That much amount it is present in the air. It is also found in the form of trioxygen, that is in the form of O3. It is also called as ozone. So in this amount also it is present. So we have to remember here, the oxygen is the most abundant, first most abundant element on the Earth crust. You can even remember here, if we see the percentage of abundance of all element, the oxygen is the first After that we have the silicon. After that we have the aluminium. It comprises, as I told you, about 46% of the oxygen. So after that there is a 28% of silicon is present, which is the second most abundant element of the earth crust, and it is about 8.3% of the elements that is present on the earth crust. So this yields abundance is first, this is second, this is third. And let me tell you the most important, the most of oxygen is produced by process, that is photosynthesis. Photosynthesis process in the plant. Photosynthesis process, that is the major source. That is the, we can say, major source of the oxygen. So these things you have to remember about the oxygen. Again, I will write down one more. This is the first most abundant element, and this is the second most electronegative atom element, having a electronegativity 3.5, after followed by, we can say, fluorine. Fluorine is the most electronegative element. So after fluorine, the oxygen is the second most electronegative atom. Okay. After oxygen, we will see about the sulfur S, and it is the, we can simply say, 16th most abundant element. 16th most abundant element on earth crust. Actually, we simply can say that its percentage actually vary from 0.03 to 0.01% on the earth crust. It majorly found in different forms. First, it is generally found in the form of sulfate, that is SO4 2 minus के फॉर्म में, सल्फेट के फॉर्म मिलते हैं, जैसे कि we can write down copper sulfate, TiO2, which is the water crystallization value. In this is also called as blue vitriol. After that we have the calcium sulfate 2H2O, which is simply called as gypsum. Here we can write down magnesium sulfate 0.7H2O. It is called as the most important name, that is a Epsom salt. Once time this formula is already asked in NEET examination, which is the correct formula for the Epsom salt, and the option was magnesium sulfate 7 water molecule. Or it is also found in the most important salt, that is the barium sulfate, called as barite. It is called as barite. This is one of the most important sulfate form of the barium, in which sulfur exists there in the form of sulfate. Or it is also formed in the form of sulfide. It is also formed in the sulfide के form में मिलता है, जैसे कि we can write down HgS. Mercury sulfide is also called as cinnabar. Here we can write PbS. Lead sulfide, it is also called as galena. Here we can simply have the zinc sulfide, which is called as zinc blende. So in different forms, actually we get the sulfur from various sources. So this is all about the occurrence of mainly oxygen and sulfur elements. You can have the look at the right hand side. After this, these two elements, that is the selenium and tellurium, these elements found as a selenite and tellurite in the sulfide ore. They are found in sulfide ore. After this, the most important element, that is the polonium, which is a radioactive element. It is actually one of the decay product of thorium and uranium minerals. इनका जो decay product है, you have to remember this fact. Okay, my dear students. And after this occurrence, we'll see its physical properties. The most important physical property is that its electronic configuration. When we say the general electronic configuration for oxygen family, it is found as ns2 np4 having a number of valence electrons is equal to 6 and general valency is 2. So it having a number of valence electrons 6, ns2 np4. When we see the electronic configuration of oxygen having atomic number 8, its electronic configuration is helium 2s2 2p4. Now this 4 plus 2 6 and the helium के दो इलेक्ट्रॉन एक इलेक्ट्रॉन इसमें हो गए. After sulfur, here we have its atom number 16, electronic configuration neon 3s2 3p4. After that, selenium atomic number 34, electronic configuration argon 4s2 3d10 4s2 4p4, like this. Again we can say I have written here the electronic configuration for the tellurium having a atomic number, its atomic number is 32 and its electronic configuration is krypton 4d10 5s2 5p4. Each element having a general electronic configuration, that is a ns2 np4 type. We will take the example of here polonium having atomic number 34 and its electronic configuration is argon krypton xenon 5d10 6s2 6p4, like this. So this is their electronic configuration of individual atom, and in each atom of element having a ns2 np4 type of electronic configuration. So this is the general electronic configuration for the oxygen family. So as we see that its electronic configuration, that general electronic configuration is like that ns2 np4. So they are having a 6 valence electrons in their outermost shell. So actually here I am going to discuss about their oxidation state. And in oxidation state we can say here we have the oxygen, sulfur, selenium, tellurium and polonium. So their general oxidation states are as they have a 6 valence electrons, so they have the most of tendency to gain the 2 electrons and complete its octet. By complete their octet, so they can be gain 2 electrons. After that, they can be lost 4 electrons, or they can be lost. You can say total 6 electrons. So their general oxidation state may be -2, +4, or +6. They can lose the Np4 electrons or total Ns2 Np4 electrons, and will show the P+6 oxidation state. Sometimes they can be also gain 1 electron. Sometimes they can be lost 1 electron. So like that, this oxidation state they are showing, but their most common oxidation state is -2 or +6. Here oxygen found in generally -2 oxidation state. It is a very well known. And after this, when we come down top to bottom, the stability of -2 oxidation state actually decreases. Here also the stability of +4 and +6 oxidation state also decreases. That you have to know. Here generally we can have the example calcium oxide, in which oxygen is showing in a minus oxidation state, but there are only one example, that is a OF2 oxygen dichloride, in which oxygen also shows +2 oxidation state. Or we can have another example, that is a OK2O, like this. Here it will again going to show -2 oxidation state. Here the polonium is actually this polonium actually exhibit the +4 oxidation state because of inert pair effect. This inert pair effect you would have learned in our class 11th P block element, that is the group number 13 and 14, in which we learn this group. So here the NS2 electron become inert, and they become they are not participating in the chemical reactions. So it is going to be only loss of 4 electron to take place. So only +4 oxidation state is going to be shown by the polonium. After this oxidation state, here we know the physical states. As I have already told you, here Octet-tapo. Here only oxygen found in gaseous state and all other found in a solid physical state. After this, here will another property, that is the atomic size. It may be covalent radius or ionic radius R, and obviously when we see down the group top to bottom, as number of shells increases, so there the atomic size also reduces, and so that the polonium is the largest in size, and here this oxygen is exceptionally small, and because of exceptional small size, it shows anomalous behavior or different behavior. Oxygen is exceptionally small. You should know this. This oxygen is actually second period element having a 2p orbital, and this sulfur is the element of third period having a 3p orbitals. So actually there is a very huge difference, drastic difference in between size of second period element and third period elements. So that's why the sulfur is considerably more bigger in size than that of oxygen. That's why we simply call that ऑक्सीजन इज एक्चुअली एक्सेप्शनली स्मॉल इन साइज, इसकी साइज बहुत छोटी हो गई और इसलिए ये सेकंड टॉप एलिमेंट हो गया इलेक्ट्रोनेगेटिविटी के बारे में, और जिसके कारण उसके बाकी बहुत सारी प्रॉपर्टी उसकी क्या हो गई, डिफरेंट हो गई। हम उसको अलग से लेक्चर में देखेंगे बच्चों। Now we will see about that another property, that is ionization potential, that is ionization energy, ionization enthalpy we can say. Here we have to say that this ionization energy is inversely proportional to the atomic size, or when R increases then ionization energy decreases. So when we come down top to bottom in oxygen family, then we know that there our atomic size R increases, so definitely the ionization energy must be decreases. So removal of heat, so that's why we can simply say with the help of this, as their ionization energy decreases, that is the tendency to remove electron is increases, because the minimum heat is required to remove electrons in polonium. So as the ionization energy decreases, we can simply consider here top to bottom their metallic character also increases. That's why polonium is the one metal which is a radioactive nature, and this is the non-metal. In this way we can explain it. But so we get the order that our first ionization energy is that oxygen having the highest, and it is going to be ionization energy is going to be decreases. So sulfur, selenium, tellurium and polonium. But when we compare the ionization energy of first ionization energy of group 15 with the first ionization energy of group 16 elements, that is oxygen family, what do you think? किसकी ionization energy ज़्यादा होगी? Here first ionization energy, that is the energy required to remove first electron of the group 15 element, that is a nitrogen family. यहाँ पे first ionization energy, that is the energy required to remove first electron of the oxygen family, किसकी ज़्यादा होगी? तो यहाँ पे हमें देखा जाता है practically the first ionization energy of group 15 element is greater than the first ionization energy of group 16 elements. So for example, here we have the first ionization energy for nitrogen is greater than first ionization energy of the oxygen. So why? It is just because of it having electronic configuration. General electronic configuration of this group I am going to be write. The general electronic configuration, it having a NH2 NP3, and it having a general electronic configuration NH2 NP4. So here the p orbital having a 3 electrons, and here s orbital is obviously completely filled. So here the p orbital, and here we just see the p orbital is going to be filled like this, and यहाँ पे जो NH2 orbital is completely filled है. So we know that the p orbital of group 15 element, it is the half filled. And because of half filled, it is somewhat extra stable. And if it is extra stable, that means it required very large amount to remove its electrons. That's why its first energy is greater than this. But when we say about the second energy for the group 15, which will be the greater? Obviously, the second energy for the group 16 will be greater, because now the electronic configuration will be like that: ns2 np2, and here the p orbital having 2 electrons, and here the electronic configuration will become ns2 np3. Now here p orbital become a half stable, and it is having only 2 electrons. So this is become a half filled. That's why it is the more stable. So in this way we can compare their ionization energies. Thank you. After this we will see about the electron gain enthalpy, that is delta Eg, and for all element it is the negative value. For all elements they have a negative value, but here this is actually very important, because it showing completely exceptional nature, that generally we will think that the electron gain enthalpy is directly related to its atomic size, and if the smaller the atom, it will be more electron gain enthalpy value. We feel like that, but here we have to directly remember the order of electron gain enthalpy, and that is sulfur is the most sulfur having a most negative electron gain enthalpy than oxygen, and the second is selenium, after that tellurium, after that we can simply say polonium, and after that there is the oxygen. Actually oxygen should be here, but actually come at the last because of its exceptionally small size. Because of small size, actually it could not accommodate the incoming electron in its 2p orbital. इसकी जो 2p orbital है, इसकी साइज बहुत ही स्मॉल होती है. स्मॉल साइज होने के कारण it could not allow electron to be entered in the 2p orbital. It repel it. That's why it is the very less negative, and it have a very more negative value of the electron gain enthalpy. This order we have to remember as it is. The first should be the oxygen, but oxygen actually come at the last. After this we will discuss about its catenation property. And about the catenation property, here we just consider, here oxygen single bond is there, and here sulfur single bond is there. As oxygen is as oxygen there is a 2 lone pair like this present on the oxygen. That's why, and it is very small, so there is a very high inter-electronic repulsion. यहाँ पे बहुत ही तगड़ा इंटर-इलेक्ट्रॉन रिपल्शन है. ये इलेक्ट्रॉन पेयर as because of their small size they are very close to each other. That's why they used to repel one another, and so bond will get easily break, so it could not having a good tendency to form a long chain. But as compared to oxygen, sulfur is a bigger in size, and its lone pair, obviously there are lone pair present, but these lone pairs are present at far away, so it is a less inter-electron repulsion in between lone pair of sulfur. So this bond is quite stable bond, and so having a very good catenation property. And that's why the sulfur found in S6 form, it is found in a S8 form, it is also found in a S20 form. So 6 sulfur can be connect each other, 8 sulfur can be connect each other with the single bond, and we can also say 20 sulfur can be connect each other with the single bond. So we are applying a very good catenation property of the sulfur rather than the oxygen. So here I can simply write down the catenation tendency of the oxygen family. The most is sulfur, after selenium, after tellurium, after polonium don't have catenation property because it is a metal. And at the last it is the oxygen. So remember here oxygen at the last. So it having the most catenation property and oxygen having a least catenation property. Okay, my dear students, with this catenation property, here we will learn about the melting point and boiling point. And just remember this, melting point and boiling point in this group actually directly proportional to the molar mass. When their mass increases, their melting point and boiling point is also increases. So order for the melting point, that is oxygen, sulfur, selenium, tellurium and polonium. So their mass is going to be increases, molar mass is going to be increases because number of protons increases, number of neutrons increases. That's why their molar mass increases, and as the molar mass increases, their melting point is also increases. But it is up to the only tellurium. Listen carefully, this is very important. Here is one exception. Up to tellurium, their melting point increases, and when we come to the polonium, it is actually decreases. It actually decreases. So we can simply consider polonium having a less. So here is our exception. That's that polonium having a less melting point than that of tellurium. Same thing is about the boiling point of the above family: oxygen, sulfur, selenium, tellurium and polonium. As we go their mass, their increases, so their boiling point is also increases. But when we come to the polonium, it actually slightly decreases. So here we can simply say the polonium having a less boiling point than tellurium. So here is one kind of exception that we have to understand. No doubt about their density. No doubt about their density. When we density also depend on molar mass. So their density also increases down the group. So here is the oxygen, sulfur, selenium, tellurium. So this is the correct order of their density. So here we have studied the electronegative enthalpy, catenation property. This is the order for the catenation property, and here we have studied the melting point and boiling point with their density. And the last property is that allotropy. Here all elements show allotropy. In we have studied in nitrogen family, only nitrogen does not show allotropy. Remaining element used to show allotropy. So here we'll see one by one. Here is oxygen. Actually, oxygen having two allotropes. One is a dioxygen, and second is a ozone, that is a trioxygen. After this, sulfur having a many allotropes. More than I think 6 to 8 allotropes are there. But mainly here we studied the rhombic sulfur, which is also called as alpha sulfur, which is also called as yellow sulfur. And second is that the most famous form of the sulfur, that is a monoclinic sulfur. It is also called as beta sulfur. Actually, these both forms are soluble in carbon disulfide solvent. Both are soluble in carbon disulfide solvent. After this, here we have the selenium. Selenium having also two type of the allotrope. One allotrope is the red selenium, which is actually non-metal characters, and second is the gray selenium, which is showing their metallic character. So after that, outside this tellurium also having allotropes, and after this polonium having two allotropes, one is alpha polonium and beta polonium. Similarly, tellurium have also alpha tellurium and beta tellurium type of the allotropes. So these allotropes are very important in the regarding the different examinations point of view. So you just go through your NCERT or any best standard material and read it carefully, try to understand. Thank you so much.